Uh,
Are we recording?
yeah,
That's what's up.
I
It's
think we live.
working.
We in the building.
Live and direct. Okay. So, um, all right. So it's live. Let's just talk about how we'll work it out. So anyway, I'm thinking that like when we do this, we direct people towards. Take that down. Do you hear echo on your side?
Yeah,
For me?
sounds all right.
Okay.
I don't.
It was the WhatsApp. Okay. So,
Okay.
um, we'll just say welcome to the podcast like we normally do, and then we'll go into it.
All right.
All right. Let's get it.
You
All right.
teeing off?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll start it off.
All right.
All right. So, welcome to the Returners podcast, where culture meets everything from investment to friendship to anything else between the diaspora and the continent. I'm one of the co-hosts, Will, and we got
Got Mr. Marvin Clement in the building, co-host. How's everybody doing out there?
Mr. Marvin Clement. All right. So, now that we've launched Karuti, we want to take the time to answer a lot of the questions that people have about it. We want to put this video up on our YouTube so you can follow our YouTube and return us or Karuti underscore return. Um, Karuti obviously means return in Swahili. A lot of people don't know that, but we came up with Karuti. And let's just go back. Let's take them back, Marvin, and then tell them how we came up with Karuti. Where were we at when we came up with Karuti?
Man, we were sitting in the beautiful country of Colombia in Cartagena, and I remember we were
Cartagena.
up on top of the rooftop villa,
Yeah.
and it's about 10 of us, but we just were talking about life. We had some really notable people there, brothers, cousins, friends, and we were talking about the state of the world. We were talking about economics, and all energies converged, and we were just like, we just started putting the pieces together of this thing that would later be called Karuti. And we were talking about raising funds and equity and crowdfunding and all these different elements. And it just kind of flowed into the first early iteration of Karuti, and it was beautiful, man. I never forgot.
Yeah, we had Amavi there. We had Kodak there.
Yeah.
We had a few people, man.
Kwame, all,
Kwame.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a cool time. You know, one of the realizations that we came to during that time period, we faced some racism when we were there. Um, the cops. We were just walking down the street, minding our business, and there were actually two people in front of us who were acting crazed. They didn't. They did not look like us. In fact, let me just be clear: they were not brown people. And so then it was us. They were down the street wilding out. We were walking down the street, dressed the right way, everything else like that. We didn't look like we were gangsters, and we got pulled over by some cops there for no reason. And they wanted to frisk us and everything like that. And when we saw those non-melanated people walking on the street compared to us, we came to the realization that no matter where we are in the world, right? No matter where we are in the world, we still get the same level of scrutiny. And a lot of that comes down to what I believe, what Malcolm X said, that black men, black people won't be respected until Africa's respected. And so we started thinking about, well, we're experienced, we've been experienced business owners, we've done well, we still face these things. Why is this happening? And then I think that's when the realization of Karuti came up, and how do we move an ecosystem in Africa so that Africa's respected?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we got shaken down a couple times. The thing that was interesting too was the amount of different cultures that were in the room when we were kind of birthing the idea of Garuti. But there was the one comment Africans don't profit from it. Why is Africa's standard of living generally across most of the totality of Africa? Why isn't it higher? A country rich in resources, a country rich in youth, rich and arable land. Something just wasn't, something just didn't equate. What do you
Yeah.
think, man? Like
No, I mean, I agree with
it
you.
always seems to come back to the same. Yeah,
No, I totally 100% agree. I think a
but
lot comes down to what we said, you know. So one of the things, I mean, let's introduce ourselves to people. That was a little realization of why Karuti came to be, and we nailed it down to crowdfunding. Um, Tell us about yourself, Marvin. Who are you?
whew, you know, who am I? Well, professionally, man, I've had I've had a background in tech, but who I am personally, man, is like I'm a person who's deeply passionate about creating things that empower other people. I think I derive the most amount of satisfaction in life in seeing people do well. And I know that sounds like corny or whatever, but it's generally that's kind of my personality and my aura. So I've had personal training businesses and coaching businesses, and I've had a pretty long career in technology and such. But at the core of my being, nothing makes me happier than just innovation, things that help people live better lives. I love traveling. And so, all these elements spoke to Karuti, and I was just like, yeah, man, this is definitely something that I would like to help create, and this is something I definitely want to help other people benefit from. That's your boy in a nutshell. And I like long walks on the beach. It's my favorite color is purple.
Okay, all right. All right. Well, a little bit about me. A little bit about me.
Yeah.
My name is William McCoy. I've had probably about 17 years, close to 17 years in the tech industry. I've been designing apps for a long time. I used to dabble earlier in my career in programming. I was also a real estate broker. And during that time period, I created a real estate app that connected people directly and then left the agents on the outside to kind of act as facilitators. I went on to develop a marketplace during the tech EV boom where people could come in and be connected with contractors for installing both EV chargers, but also other sustainability products. So that was a global company that I had. I'm one of the few people, one of the few black founders that, according to Crunchbase, that has raised any type of significant capital. Typically, black founders raise less than 1%. I was fortunate enough to be able to be one of the founders who've been able to do that in the tech space. Um, and then, building Karuti, um, even though, I did not program this with my bare hands, shout out to Ramesh and Jay Deep and the whole
Yeah.
team. We go to India several times um, yearly to go see our brothers over there in India. But shout out to them for putting their hands on it and helping us create this vision. Well, who I am internally is somebody who wants to democratize capital. Once I read that that article from TechCrunch about founders, black founders receiving less than 1%, and that seems to be declining specifically in the United States, I realized that same thing is happening over there on the continent of Africa. And just by the way, we go to Africa constantly. So you can see our videos, you can see my pictures, you can see our Instagram. We're over there constantly. We're not one of those diaspora that talks about, Africa, but we're sitting over here. We're over on the continent on a regular basis, talking to ministers, talking to entrepreneurs. We're in that space. And what we found out is that they face the same type of issues that we do. Even on the continent that's full of brown people, full of black people, they still face issues when it comes to access and financial inclusion and decentralizing capital and community impact and access really to global investors, right? They really need global investors. And
Yeah.
so that's really who I am. I'm one of those people who it's not that I necessarily want to level the playing field or, make everything socialized, whatever it may be, but look at it this way. You got 1.5 billion people on the continent of Africa. And that we got one Elon Musk, right? If you just look at the numbers, it's got to be at least 5 Elon Musks sitting over there on the continent right this minute,
Right.
right?
Right.
5 Jeff Bezos sitting over there on the continent, right? It's got to be at least 5. right, of them sitting there right now, but how will we ever know them? How will we ever get access to them? How will the world know these people sitting on that continent if we don't plug money in there that comes from people that look like us? Because anybody else who plugs money into it, they're trying to get the resources out because they don't consider them a lot of times their people, but we do. And so that is what we're about. We're trying to figure out a way, or we're actually figuring out a way with Karuti to be able to get that money into the hands so that we can create five Jeff Bezos over there, or five Elons or five anybody over there who are tech spaces, Ginseng from NVIDIA. There got to be five over there, but we need some capital going over there. And the diaspora commands a lot of capital right this minute. They command almost $1.8 trillion every single year, according to Black Wall Street. That's a lot of money that could be going over there. So deep down inside, I want the diaspora to connect and be a part of this inevitable growth that's going to happen on the continent and really accelerate it, not just be sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to happen, but accelerate it.
Man, amen, bro. You know what I thought too, man. I was like, most businesses I know in Africa were crowdfunded anyway.
Right.
And here's what I mean.
Yep.
I
Go
really,
ahead
I
and say
really,
it.
I really thought about this as, I don't know if I said it before. Like, so my father is Ghanaian, my mother is Liberian. So I noticed like when people want to start businesses, what they do, they start a a WhatsApp page, and they reach out to all their friends, generally speaking, the ones in the diaspora, right? They say, "This is my idea. Hey, everybody, throw me $100." Next thing you know, you got an operational farm, yada yada yada. So this concept, I was looking at this from a first person view. I was like, I've helped a lot of friends and families with startup capital, and even though it's not a significant amount for us over here, $100, $200, it makes a huge impact over there. You got to understand, a lot of people are living off of $3 to $5 a day. So if they can come up with 5 grand, it's life changing, like literally
Absolutely.
life changing. So how do we do that at scale? And the good thing about crowdfunding is it's visual and tangible equity, not in a security sense, but hey, I saw something in you, I believed in it, and I invested in it, and I can see it's I can see the maturation process. I can see from the birth to the conclusion.
Right.
Now, does everything always work out? No, but I was that the process is beautiful because you can reach out, you can envision something, you can reach out to your tribe, and you can all come together and you can create something beautiful. And that's why I think crowdfunding is important. That's why I think it matters. And all Karuti really is it's a manifestation of that at scale. But the same organic principles apply. We believe in you, we want to fund you, and we want to see you do well. And that's why it's personal for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. Traditionally, when we came to this conclusion about crowdfunding, it was based on the fact that our families would pull money together in order to still get accomplished things, whether it's a farm, to buy a farm, or to help somebody out with like a project that's happening in their home being built,
Yeah.
or everybody goes in and buy real estate together there, or whatever else it may be. From a cultural standpoint, that's how it works. Even amongst the diaspora, right? It's the same thing, it's the same principle. And that connection that you're talking about, the diaspora, when people on the continent reaching out to the diaspora, is what we're trying to focus on Karuti. Now, let me be clear, everybody's welcome to use Karuti. We want all people's money. All money is green. You know what I'm saying? With us when it comes to us. So, if you're somebody outside of the diaspora, please feel free to give your money. But what we saw was that this is something that the diaspora already does amongst themselves, both on the continent, but then also in in the United States or Europe or anything else. So it seemed like a natural fit. Crowdfunding seemed like a natural fit. Um, some of the challenges that we faced when we were first trying to do this was the fact that people, you know, when we went to regulators, they loved the idea, but a lot of them were saying not yet. You know what I mean? Like we're not ready yet. We're going to be ready by 2030 to be able to do this from an equity standpoint because we originally came with the idea of equity, and we'll get there, no doubt, we'll get there. But originally we came with the idea of equity, and that was kind of tough because they were thinking about regulation. and not being able to roll us out to 2030. We need solutions now. So when we came up with it, we said, okay, well then let's switch it. Let's do a reward base. And reward base seemed to be something that everybody was open up to because it gave people the ability to be able to go in there and get things done and give pre-sale, give rewards like thank yous or anything else that would make people excited about giving money up or pledging what we call to it. So it seemed to be a perfect fit. It seems to be working out really well. And I mean, I would love to hear your thoughts on how you feel Karuti's going so far with Mom.
I couldn't be more proud of what we're building. I couldn't be more proud of the many creators that we've been able to onboard and work with. This is a process, and like I said, you learn so much because to understand somebody's vision, you have to understand, what works, what hasn't worked, what their history is. Just like also it kind of helps you. It really pivots the fact that there's a lot of times we forget that Africa has like one of the youngest populations. There's so many young people doing amazing, innovative things on the continent. You forget how much arable land it is. You forget how many people are intimately growing food and bringing things to market. You forget like it's just overwhelming to the senses and the creativity, the diligence, the culture. I'm having the time of my life. In fact, woo, don't get me excited.
And
But
what Marvin was referring to there is that factually, 65% of the world's uncultivated arable land sits in Africa, right?
yeah,
30 to 45, 30 to 40% of the critical minerals that the future needs sits in Africa. And it is literally the fastest growing population in the world, right?
yeah, meaning it's
So
the future.
what are you doing?
Meaning it's the future. I mean, we just think about 65% of the world's uncultivated arable land. We throw numbers around, and I think we get desensitized. But if you just stop and think of the world, and you think about 65% of uncultivated arable land looks like, you realize what sort of opportunities are here. You realize the scale of things we're talking about. It's
Also,
awesome.
just to be clear, I'm also a dad. I'm an avid CrossFitter. I'm into Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu on a regular basis, but that was my daughter just then. So I'm a father also while I'm running a startup. Dads need to go ahead and do their thing. But yes, Marvin, to your point, how important is this during Black History Month that we're launching Karuti the way we are, that we're making this connection? Again, even Martin Luther King said that those are our brothers and sisters over there, right? They are us, and we represent them, and they represent us. And so, even
Yep.
from a Black history standpoint, I'm so excited to be launching Karuti. I know you are, because it means economic liberation. Africa is going to be the future. It's already the future. It's already now, right? It's not the future, it's now. And so, to be able to have a platform that's like this, it really emphasizes, where we're going and what we're doing. My call or my request to any of you is that if you're out there, if you're a creator on the continent, this is for you specifically. We've made Karuti easy to use. It's mobile friendly. You can go in there and you can, as long as you do your ID verification, you can go ahead and start receiving pledges. We make it that simple. We've also made it very simple for you to be able to receive payments, whether you have a US bank account or not, you get your money. Um, we don't have any monthly platform fees. So it's zero platform fees. You can go ahead and get started. We ask for a nominal transaction fee. That's how we feed ourselves and keep the platform going. And we want to give you tools and advanced features that include AI in the palm of your hands that will help campaigning to diaspora very, very simple. So we'll be rolling those out shortly. They'll be out by the end of this month, by the end of Black History Month. Also, to all the backers out there in the diaspora or whoever is interested in what we're doing, by all means, please give whatever you can, whether it's a $5 donation, a $5 pledge, or a $250 pledge. You are helping people literally create jobs for their economy. We verify these people to make sure they are the leaders of their organization, and all things have risks, but people are giving things to GoFundMe, which are really wow, and to be honest with them, straight out racist. This is a situation where you can at least give the people that look like you and are on the continent, and your money can go a long ways to help them. And then who knows? You can continue that conversation off the platform as to other opportunities there when it comes to these people. Think of Karuti as a handshake, as a connector to understanding the investment opportunities there. And so that's what we're about. So my call of action, my close to you guys is please explore Karuti. Please let us know any thoughts and things that you guys may have that you want us to bring out, any features, in any way that we can make this our platform and keep this money here with us. We're going to do everything we can. We want you guys to know that me and Marvin are doing everything we can to keep outside capital out, especially outside capital that does not appreciate us as Black founders and the continent and want to invest in the continent, not just take out of it. So the more that you guys do when it comes to Karuti, the more innovation that you guys have, the more thought that you put into going ahead and helping with your pledges, but then also with your projects, we can keep this outside capital out and grow this into something that is absolutely a system for funding the future of the world, which is Africa.
Well said, bro. Yeah. This isn't our journey. This is our journey. So we'd love you to come on board and let's see what you've been working on. All right.
Awesome. Well, that's been our live. You'll see episodes of this. Marvin, I know he looked real big and buff. He's also, into fitness and stuff like that. So we are fitness guys. We also fit in the suits. We also program and code as well. So we're all the things. So if you have questions, and we've been in business for a long time, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're everyday people, as you can see. We're not the type of CEOs or founders who try to sit up on a pedestal. We're everyday people that you can come talk to. You'll have my Instagram. You'll have my YouTube. Reach out to me there. If you need my email, go ahead and reach out to me. But I want you guys to know, and we want you guys to know by doing this, that we are everyday people, everyday founders with a mission to connect the diaspora to the opportunities, but then also to ensure that the continent has opportunities for funding. So this is Karuti. This is the Codes of Returners podcast, and we look forward to talking to you guys soon. We will return this.
Stay safe and innovate, people. Take care.